Mm. Hello.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like talking and
I just had to start the stream. What the hell?
okay.
Here we go.
What did I?
Okay.
There we go. Button, button. Who's got the button? It's a Wonkapator. This way, that way.
Whew. Oh, let me go get these. Let's see. Uh, mm. Hey, everybody on the YouTube on the pregame show. Good to be with you. Thanks for joining us here as we're prepping and downloading a couple more songs for tonight's preview show. Just got a couple of them. Probably won't be a long show tonight, but we'll get through it with the topic probably in our most expeditious way as we always do. So it should be good. Tonight we're going to be talking about vinyl or CD, which sounded better and why, and as a caveat, the art of collecting and what makes us want to collect besides trying to outdo one another as far as collecting. But isn't that why we all collect anyway?
Yeah, it was at one point it wasn't about the artist or the band, it was the hard to find, hard to get.
You did not get that. Oh, yes, I did.
The art of the hunt.
You on?
Pre-game show. Hello.
Now I gotta find it. That back and forth.
Back in. Okay.
Something good. Not only for the patients.
We going with that, that's for sure. Yeah, well, just a couple of them, maybe.
It's enough for now. Unless
Count switched. Yes, we know. Count switched. 5 more minutes. Other messages. Atom Splitter. Oh, wow. Clear blast. Hangman's chair. Huh? Save hundreds. Yay. All right. We'll do that one too. All right. We'll do 2 next. 3 minutes. Convert this one. And here we go. For those of you, YouTube.
okay.
Yes.
Got a few props ready.
A few props.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We'll do that. I'll do that. And let's do that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Lieutenant Steve.
That. Lieutenant Steve. Hello.
You're all about Frenchie. Excuse me, sir. Since the VIP is such a VP, shouldn't we keep the PC on the QT?
How about some anime ones? I don't care if they're cartoons at this point.
Oh.
There you go. She's Dutch too. Probably speaks 7 damn languages. All that from that, huh? No kidding. Let me see. 2 bands. One called Ad Infinitum. Infinitum. Ad Finitum. And Hangman's Chair. All right. Let's
do a
no
show.
video tonight. No video tonight. Let's do a show, shall we?
That's
Okay.
about that time.
Everybody, welcome to another Wednesday night edition here of the WTF Radio Show and live cast here on 99 WNRR. Of course, I am Mike.
I am Joe. Welcome, everyone.
How's everybody doing out there? Damn, what a week. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. A lot of stuff going on. Hope you guys are having a Oh, well, guess what? I should do that again because next time, click the mic button.
Yeah, that helps.
Well, after that, everyone on YouTube heard it. So, everybody, welcome to another Wednesday night edition of the WTF radio show and livecast here on 99 WNRR and 99 WNRR on YouTube for legal reference. Waiting for the rate to come here on the East Coast. It is 9 o'clock straight up. I am Mike.
I am Joe.
Yeah, that 3 times fast. People, how you doing, man? I hope you guys are having a great week so far. I can't complain. It's been pretty kick-ass. CJ, thank you so much for the inspiration. Anime does not matter to me. Thank you. Does not. Hope you guys, like I said, have having an amazing week so far as we lead into the holiday. Um, the proverbial
Beginning of it all.
the lights are out outside. They're done. The inside is on its way. It's getting there. It's about 40% there, maybe 35% there. Lots to go up still, and had them distracted. CJ, you always have me distracted, but always. But that's okay. It's a good distraction. Don't forget, everybody. Thank you so much for those who have purchased and supported the station and the show with the WTF official. What the format? We're going to be having an interview when we return. We're going to talk about if we're going to do since Miss Effects is not going to be there next week, we could do an early show, but we'll see, because that's the day before Thanksgiving and a lot of stuff's going on.
Oh,
So
yeah.
whether we are on the air or whether we're not on the air, we will let you guys know. But good to be here, and I'm so glad you guys are hanging out with us. Talk radio here on 99 WNR with a few songs. Got two bands that are going to be entering in the fan vote this evening. One of them is called Hangman's Chair, and another one is Ad Infinitum or Ad Infinitum, whichever ones you guys want to go with. So you'll check those out a little bit later in the broadcast. We might go with Blacklist Union as a third for you guys to check that out, because we did Dark Remedy last week. We did Fake Figures. We did Riding with Killers. Hey, congratulations with Riding with Killers. They did, their fan base did a kick-ass job taking over the number one spot on the LPL.
Caught that. Way to go, guys.
Excellent job. All right. Stop. We paid you enough to clap. All right. So what's going on?
Well, first and foremost, and most importantly, 'tis the season. So I think it's time to start playing some Mariah. Regardless, it's Mariah season. So, but looking forward to listening to and hearing Mariah every 5 minutes on every commercial and everything everywhere. But a little bit of sadness. I'll start off with a little bit of sad news for us that grew up in Jersey.
What's up?
Great Adventures getting rid of a whole bunch of rides, a slew of them.
All right, hit me. What's going on?
They're getting rid of the Green Lantern roller coaster, the standing one. Apparently that's on the way out.
What did they get? Oh, the stand-up coaster.
Yeah, okay. The stand-up coaster. They called it the Green Lantern because Marvel took over.
Right.
They're getting rid of a smaller ride called the Twister. It doesn't do much. The parachute drop. They're getting rid of that one.
Okay.
It's so far nothing, but the big news is they're getting rid of King Ka, that massively high roller coaster.
You're getting rid of King Ka?
Yes.
I mean, that thing was just like all over the place. I mean, it's one of the reasons people went there.
Yeah, I gotta tell you,
too many people getting ejected out the top, huh?
I don't know. We went to Great Adventure a couple times, and it was like, yeah, we should go on that. We should go on that.
Well, what's going to be left? I mean, El Toro. They took down El Toro.
No, El Toro's still up.
Yeah, but they're going to take that down. No, that's been in the plans to get taken down over the past couple of years. So yeah, that's going.
I don't know what they're doing, but I remember driving to Great Adventure, going, yeah, we should all go on that one, and standing there and looking at it, I was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
What's left?
You still got the Joker.
You got the Joker. You got Superman.
It's Superman.
which is still there, which
They're
is
they're,
actually
they're
not bad.
making a Flash roller coaster.
Making a Flash coaster. Okay. Batman is still there.
Batman is still there.
See, there you go. You can't go
They
wrong with
still have
Batman. Still rocks.
they have Medusa, which they turned into
Yeah.
Bizarro. Now they turned
Yeah.
it back to Medusa.
Medusa. Yeah.
Um,
That one deep end of the park. Yeah. I get it.
yes, tucked away in the corner.
Nitro still there?
Yes, Nitro
Okay.
is still
So
there.
Nitro is a freaking ride.
That one, yeah, that one I could do.
Fall the hell out of it. And for all you guys information, go take a look at a Great Adventure, Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey, if you want to go look at the rides and just see pictures of some of the rides that we're talking about, so you can play along with us. As a matter of fact, I'll post these in the chat room actually, because I think it's only fair that if we're talking about this, Six Flags Great Adventure.
Is growing up in Jersey, when you couldn't go down the shore, you went to one or two places. You either went to Great Adventure, or when it was up and running, you went to Action Park. And
what's the one they're taking down?
Kingda Ka.
Kingda Ka.
But Great Adventure, me personally, it was one of those you went maybe once, twice a year, and you had to plan for it. We had to plan for it at least. It was everybody drink a Diet Coke because the cans had BOGO, buy one, get one ticket.
Okay. I just posted Kingda Ka in there. That's the one, the green one, guys. That's the one that's coming down.
That's the one coming
and
down.
One Nitro, this one that I'm going to post is you basically are sitting up on this thing and you feel, and there's no sides. You feel like you're going to fall the hell out.
Yeah, it's what it has for support is very
minimal.
Yes.
And you go down that, you put it this way, you're going about 65 and your legs are hanging out the side.
Yeah, it's a sick ride. That one I can do.
Yeah.
Father time and health can't do that stuff no more. There was a time where we go to Great Adventure during the week, pray for overcast, so the lines would be short.
Yep.
And we walk on everything, and we gave the guy the signal that, yeah, we're going on one more time. And yeah, just can't do it anymore.
Why not?
I get sick.
You get dizzy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
It happened. Medusa was the one that did me in. It was.
You're kidding me, really?
I'm trying to think what year it was. We went down on a Wednesday with overcast. It was great. Nobody was in the park. Buy one, get one. It was a great. Even there was a fight because they still had the drive-through safari, which they don't have anymore. And there was a fight in the Lion's Den. That was great. Got to hear everybody roar. But went on Medusa, and the guy, there was nobody in line. He's like, "Want to go again?" And gave him the thing, and I did it once, and then it was like going again. I was like, I'm done, and it was very sad and very upsetting. So depending on what the ride is, I have to bring a kit. I take whatever the motion sickness pills that do not work. And then when I get off the ride, there's a little oil you put behind the ears to help you out a little bit, and chew on some ginger and guzzle water.
Oh, no shit.
Chewing
on ginger works.
Chewing on the ginger, yeah, that one. And then just kind of take it easy. So it can't really handle the loops. I can definitely handle nitro, but things with loops and we're going upside down and all that, not anymore. It's upsetting. It's sad.
I never got so excited about watching a woman that actually can turn me to stone.
Well, party is stone.
Rock hard.
Kind of feel like Paul.
Absolutely. Not a show for the ladies.
Yeah, she's
not tonight.
Making everyone rock hard.
Yes, she is. Medusa.
Or we go the other direction in Anthrax, but
oh my God. So we were talking about, and Joe brought up the idea, let's talk about, some of the things that we do when we're looking for, vinyl or just any kind of rarity and stuff like that. And a lot of these places are gone. And that's the thing that sucks about it. I mean, all of your great classic record stores, vintage vinyl doesn't exist anymore. The place on Route 35 in Middletown doesn't exist anymore. And because they just had import after import after import. Problem is, back then you're paying $29.99. You know what that means today? $69.99.
Oh, yes.
That's the problem. So the only place that you can go, which I did and I benefited a lot from, is eBay. I mean, really, like realistically, like if I'm going to look for something right now and I want to find a rarity, literally, if you're going to look at, well, I'll just swing my camera over there to the other side of the office. Okay, so there's the Albumas and my Joe. Thank you. Look at my Joe. That's an official New York sign right there, Joey Ramone. If you're checking us out on the YouTube, thank you. Thank you, Jackie. I'll always keep that. I love it. And there's only eBay. I got so much stuff, man. I got and here's the thing: original pressings as well. Original pressings, Saga Worlds Apart, original pressing. Very, very difficult to find. The Fix debut album. I mean, there's a bunch of them. Asia, the second Asia album, Alpha, I got as in promo, so it's first pressing. There's just a ton of stuff that I would go look for that would have that for promotional purposes only, because that's a first pressing. That's a first pressing. It was the thing that they sent out to all the record stores for them to play, or for people to go home and review and check it out, and then get back to the record companies or corporate, was that they would give you the promotional one. That is all first pressing. So whatever you have that might have a promotional stamp on it, the gold promotional stamp, keep it. That's a first pressing. And it's going to be worth even more money later on. If you keep it nice, they'll only appreciate, they won't depreciate.
But
oh, dude, CJ, no, that's not cool. That's no, dude.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, any other explosion I would have been okay with. You could tell that wasn't created by people who obviously are from the New York area.
Yeah.
The person would get their asses kicked on the spot. It's funny, but yeah, no.
But before eBay
and
record stores, record stores, they would have the import section, or you'd have to go to New York. Well, for me, you had to go to New York City and go to the shops that you can get the Japanese import.
Right.
You can get the record with that beautiful side piece of paper, all in Japanese, and you're like, okay, it's a Japanese import, so I know it's good. And if you couldn't get to the city, then they had a record show. You go to a Holiday Inn, pay $2 and walk around in a big room, and everybody had just selling their collection. And you're looking for this and you're looking for that, and you're haggling here and haggling there. And of course, everybody, the big seller back then was anything with a Beatles word on it. Everyone was looking for the Off-White album, and they were looking for the bootleg album, and they were looking for the Butcher album. And then places like Vintage Vinyl would have those albums, but of course it's a retail store, and if they have to kind of put it certain ways. I do recall on the wall, when you walked into Vintage Vinyl, you had the left wall where they had stuff on the wall. That was the higher end, more rare.
That was the you can't afford this, so go away wall.
Right. And I do believe one time there was Valley Girl on there.
It might have been.
Yeah, and of course
there might have been.
Couldn't afford it, didn't buy it, but you went to record shows, and then you would talk to all these people who had these just tremendous collection and wondered where they got what from. And you were like, yeah, dude, do you have this or do you have that? And you rummage through the records, and you just spent all day looking for it. It was glorious.
Yeah.
And it wasn't about that. Then for me, it wasn't, of course, it was looking for those albums from the groups I liked and so forth. And it was like, oh, I can get this here, I can get this there. And so then for me, it was like, let's find the rare stuff. Doesn't have to be good, doesn't have to be bad,
Hmm.
How rare is it? So when I go to Tape World on Monday, I'd be like, who can I brag to that I actually went out and had this? And
Yeah.
it was the hunt. And it turned out it was the thrill of the hunt. It was looking for it and finding the right shops. And
But it
you wouldn't find it
migrated.
at Sam Goody.
But it migrated. That's the thing. And it migrated because, while we were looking for the rare thing, it became, well, let's not look for the rare thing, but let's hope that they release it on CD. Hence
Right.
came our our catchphrase, because I think we were the only ones who did it ever. When you go, oh yeah, I got that
On
on
disc.
disc, because it was a thing. Like if you could not get if you could not get I mean, we wanted those albums. There were some albums that we were hoping that they would reproduce,
Yeah.
because at the beginning they weren't doing old records, they were doing brand new records. And only like a couple years later did they start backlogging and remastering and then putting older albums on CD so you could have them. And I remember it was just the classic records. It
Right.
was just like some Zeppelin, some Kiss, some Floyd, stuff like that. They didn't go, they just did the major artists. They didn't go in the beginning, they didn't do like everybody. And they didn't do everyone's catalog. It was like the greatest hits. It was Queen greatest hits.
Actually, we can.
It wasn't Queen. It wasn't Queen's first record. It was maybe, yeah, it wasn't even the Game. It was literally greatest hits and the newer stuff, you know, Innuendo and stuff like that. It wasn't the older stuff. So the older stuff didn't come out automatically. Now, when they did, obviously there wasn't the remastered version because Kiss, they put out the whole
Oh,
catalog.
Kiss jumped on that and
They
released.
jumped on in a millisecond. So it comes out to the next question about, we bought the CDs because, wow, we would hear these classic albums sound completely different or remastered, which sometimes, it's a hit or miss thing. You don't want to remaster it. Just put the regular tapes down and just make a digitized version of it. But what happened is that here was a time where you just wanted to see that it was made on disc,
Yeah.
because number one, it was harder to get needles. It was getting harder to get needles and fix the turntables. Obviously, tapes were still around. We worked at Tape World, so that was the next progression from vinyl that made things sound clearer. Which is why I was a tape guy, which I loved cassettes. Number one, I could take them with me. I didn't need a turntable. I could pop them in a Walkman. I could pop them in a car. I could do it. I could take my music anywhere I wanted to go. And it actually sounded cleaner than the vinyl. So the tapes were, that's why I bought like entire catalogs. I have entire catalogs of bands on cassette still. Um, so because I spent all the money on tapes, I didn't have enough to catch up when it went to CDs. But even then, they weren't releasing every single record. Like, yes, it was only a few things. They weren't doing Tormato, they weren't doing, Drama. They were doing Fragile and
Yeah.
Greatest Hits and 90210 or whatever, 9052136.
Yeah. I can't remember that one.
9012 Live, whatever.
90125.
90125, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever.
Then they did the line 90125. And then,
Yeah, I know.
but yeah, it was the CDs. And then it was like, okay, where can you get the CDs? And again, I've shown it before, but the little strip of Japanese import. And you were like, ooh, this is what we went looking for. And Japan released everything. They grabbed everything and threw it out there, and everyone bought it. Like
Mm-hmm.
Mike and I always talk about going to the place in Middletown, and I found Adam and the Ant hits, Japanese import.
Yeah.
Pretty much had, if it was on MTV, this was on the disc. It was every MTV video.
Yep.
And places like, from one of my favorite albums, Thin Lizzy, Black Rose,
Mm-hmm.
Japanese import. and Japan released everything by every artist that you could imagine, and it was glorious. So it would,
Yeah.
because vinyl was taking a dive because everybody liked the CDs because they were because it's in the name, they were compact, but then of course they were indestructible, and it just made listening easier, and it made skipping a track easier. And then they put out the Discman, and it just became the new thing to listen to, where you can put on a song and jump around like a madman and not have to worry about it skipping. And or if the song has got a lot of bass and a lot of thump and a lot of boom, not worrying about the needle skipping.
Mm-hmm.
And you can put your fingers on it and not have to worry about the dust, and you didn't really have to take care of them.
Right.
You,
And it was the beginning of convenience, really. Um, like you said, wherever we can and wherever we want, before they became really digitized, and then you could put them on something this big and carry it with you.
right.
Entire libraries, like your entire collection, which takes up a whole wall for you and a whole wall and a couple drawers for me, could now be in this size. But what we lost, and I think a lot of people do this, is we lost a lot of the warmth in the music. And that was the problem with it. Was great because I can hear things that I never heard before. But then again, sometimes you don't want to hear everything that's going on in the song because you'd be like, yeah, that doesn't sound too great. Or that wasn't recorded real well. Or gee, that note which I thought was in key is not in key. So you found a lot of flaws, which were kind of covered up in a mix. But not only that, just the warmth that the vinyl gives you, and even the cassette version gives you, because things are more compressed with each other, condensed with each other. They overlap a little bit, so you don't get, everything is just broken apart so intricately and so finite, to the point where it's at nauseum, where you've got so much going on that your mind can't process the track for what it's worth before it has such a warm tone. Which is why even now, stuff that I've bought on CD initially, I rebought on album, and I listen to it on album because the warmth comes through. Now, there are some things that I think fail. I'll give you these two. Three, actually, because I think recording wise, they're amazing. And that's Genesis Abacab, Phil Collins' Hello, I Must Be Going, which is a recent one, and Peter Gabriel's So. Peter Gabriel's So is way better on CD. That album was made for CD because I bought the record and I put it on, and while it has a certain warmth and a glow to it, it doesn't have the impact that the CD has. Now, with Genesis, I have the CD of Abacab and I have the record. It's not even close. The record, the warmth of the record, the brass, and that's because they, on that album, No Reply at All, using Earth, Wind and Fire's horn section. That whole thing, which he also used on Hello, Must Be Going. And I bring those two up because they're in the same years, 82 and 81, 82. And why those records and the use of brass is such a warm instrument. It sounds piercing, and it doesn't complement the song on a CD. On something like vinyl, where it's warm, where the warm tones come through better, you're getting truer sound, and it's just much more enjoyable to listen to. I did not appreciate those albums on CD. They did nothing for me, but on vinyl, it just pours through the speakers. It's incredible. Same thing with Maiden. We'll go with Maiden here for a second. Iron Maiden is a vinyl band. I don't think I have a couple on CD, and for my money, you put the vinyl on when it comes to Maiden and Priest. I didn't find anything redeeming from a recording standpoint with Priest. Those are vinyl bands. Their music lives on vinyl. It really, really does. It comes to the forefront. Um, Even bands like your almighty Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
I heard Jailbreak on CD, and thank you for that vinyl. I have it now and played it now on vinyl. It's night and day, not even close. The vinyl is just the warm textures that come through on those recordings are this is important when you're deciding which is the correct or the proper format to listen in such bands. What bands have you encountered, Joe, that had that problem where you were like, okay, I'm going to get this on CD, and you were like, well, that was a waste of money because it's way better on the album?
It was it was tough for me because always late to the showed up to the party, but showed up pretty late. Um, my ear was just no. Let's take a beat and let's rewind. And the album for me was first and foremost, there's no smell to the disc. There's no joy to the disc.
Mm.
And for me also, it was you can put this on in your car and drive, and okay, and that's great and that's comfortable. But to go out and buy that album and to sit down and drop the needle and look like the guy in the Maxell commercial and just sit in your chair and take that all in and hear everything. And there is a difference. I think for me, this isn't a general statement, just for me personally, it was something new. It seemed clear, but just maybe a little bit more loud to me, if that makes sense, because just the way it was recorded, everything was digital. Whereas with the vinyl, everything seemed more open, more soothing, more enjoyable.
Yeah.
It just the tone, the tone about it, the everything about the experience. And there really wasn't too many albums where because because of my whatever initials I got, it was like feast or famine. I just had to buy it or steal it, everything on disc, and went home and played it.
Yeah.
And then when listening to the albums and taking the CDs and the vinyl and putting it on a cassette to make a tape to bring to work and to brag about all the findings I found and all that.
Yeah.
There was always a difference in the sound. It's I can't describe it, but just you kind of was like, oh yeah, that's a CD, and oh that's vinyl. You kind of hear it. It just there's something that the whole tone about it, the whole feeling of it, and it was interesting. Younger days when I finally got a tape deck in my car, I went out and I recorded every one of my Kiss albums and threw it on a cassette. And then I had to put them in order, and except for the live ones. And I have them, have them all. And I would listen to them. And I found it interesting. It was Kiss Dynasty where I found it the most interesting was if you listen to X-Ray Eyes on vinyl and listen to it on CD, vinyl actually vinyl you hear a lot more. And it's the simplest, silly little thing. It's after he sings "I Got X-Ray Eyes," you just hear a little bit of a sound, a little bit of a tinkle, a little bit of something that I listened to it on CD time and time again. It's just not there. But no, there's no smell.
There's a smell with all of anything that's been put out by Kiss.
Well, yeah, it smells like like money.
Their paper, whatever they use, or the coating or whatever it is that they use, their varnish, I don't know what it is, but what that was always produced, they have a certain smell to all of their stuff. It's in there. I've gone through it, and it's been so cool. But yeah, I agree with you. I went out and obviously I had Dynasty, um, and then the remastered version on disc, and of course the cassette. Um,
Listen to X-Ray Eyes on vinyl.
and vinyl is way better than the CD.
Yeah,
It is.
because here I can smell my first pressing Queen Night at the Opera on EMI label.
Yeah.
That was released and then pulled for some reason or another due to legal issues. But
That's a
Queen
vinyl.
was released.
Is that a vinyl? Is that a vinyl record or CD?
This is the CD.
No, I'm saying which do you prefer on Night of the Opera?
Oh no, Queen. I'd much rather listen to anything on Queen on vinyl. That's
Okay.
from the beginning. That's how I got it. That's how I heard it.
Mhm.
That's how I like it. But I'm just going on the smell point. And then, oh, I don't know. Let me take out my Monroe's vinyl EP and just, yeah, it's got a better smell to it.
It's got a better smell to it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, just something about the vinyl. It's got a great odor to it. And not just talking about my Monroe's
You mean
EP.
this Monroe's EP?
Yeah, that Monroe's EP.
Do you see? Do you see how we roll?
Yeah.
Right there.
And
You mean this from Monroe's EP?
right. Whereas which let's rewind a little bit. This was a major find at a record show. Not only did I find it and find it sealed, I found it for $6. And I just
Exactly what mine cost, $6.
and this was a hard to find one. And I'm gonna give a shout out to my buddy John the chef, because with my friends, they were like, Joe, you're the music guy. You can find anything. This, I think it was somebody said they would go out with him if if he could find them the song, What Do All the People Know? And he called me up. He's like, Joe, you know all this. You know where to find stuff. This girl said she'll go out with me if I can get the Monroe song, What Do All the People Know? Can you get that? And I was like, I'll see what I can do. And I think I found it. And I was like, I think memory serves, I either saw her or ran into her, and I was like, dude, I got the album, so you're gonna go out with me? And we all chuckled and all that, but it was just it
was a single you had to find, right?
he just wanted the song in general.
Song, okay, just the song in general.
But yeah, then the hunt, and then the bragging rights.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it was about obtaining the music. I mean, now, the value of doing that, we all find out, now you can just download anything and rip anything. So there's no value to it. But when you had to travel 50 miles to a store so you can locate, people call everybody, hey, I heard this is what happened, right? Right. We all called each other. We all said, hey, dude, I know you've been looking for that latest Van Halen record, the Fair Warning. They got a couple copies because they didn't produce a lot of them. So when you were sold out, you didn't have the record and you could go. I went to the Platypus on Route 34 a lot to get my tapes. Tuesday is when they put them in there. And I remember going there to get For Those About to Rock when it came out, because I was so enamored with Back in Black. I thought For Those About to Rock would be like Back in Black too. But, I was waiting and I would get there like an hour late and there would be like one left. He'd say, how many did you get? 20. They'd be gone.
Yeah.
By the time I was able to pedal, I said, well, give me that one. I don't care that the corner of the case is all cracked, but that's the value of what we had. And that's how much we respected, how much we desire to own the music for us to play at any point in time.
But here, perfect example. Poison. Open up and say,
Boys and girls, always watch your crosswalks.
Open up and say, I
Okay.
don't like this album.
Wait, but you can't find that cover.
Right. Went to a music store and I saw the edited cover for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Whoever would get offended by this has really got some serious issues.
Right.
But it was the last one in the back of the stack, and I just said, okay, I got to have it, just because. Never listened to it, but it's as sad as it is. It's bragging rights. Yeah, I got an original cover. I got, for the few people who actually I talk to and care about it.
Take care, Sean. Guys, check out Sean Williams. I got to put his picture up on the site. I got a lot of work to do. Sorry, man. Check out Sean's show, guys. He is kicking ass. There's a lot of great music on his show. Here's a band I want to bring up that actually did not sound as good on vinyl as on CD, and I give you Queensryche, my Michael Wilton signed version of Rage for Order right here. But yes, Queensryche. For me, this band was born for CD.
Mm-hmm.
I'm born for CD.
Well, that was it. As with some bands and some music that just had a little bit more oomph to it, a little bit more power behind it, a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
The CD made the difference. Because I remember you and I, we would listen to music and we would just turn and be like, this would sound really good on CD. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd go out hunting for it and we'd buy it and we'd get it. And other things, I was just like, because during that time where it was vinyl CD, I was like, that's a vinyl. That's a vinyl. Yeah, that's a vinyl album. Oh, that's a CD album. Like ELP. Had to get ELP, only works on CD. And so had to get that because it had the keyboards and had Keith doing 60 things at once. But yeah, other bands I was always like, do I really need that on CD? No, I'm good. I'm good with the vinyl. But like earlier, vinyl was going on the down and CD was coming and everybody was releasing everything on disc.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, if I want it, this is what I got to do. That's why I have Thin Lizzy Black Rose on CD, because I can't find it anywhere on vinyl. So if I found it, I'd buy it. But so I just had to settle and be like, okay. But yeah, some things should be, and totally embraced the quality of the CD and totally embraced what it can do. And it showed. And you heard it. I remember Queensryche did an album review and everybody had headphones on. Mm-hmm. I think it was for the CD was Silent Lucidity.
Empire?
Not Empire, the next one. I got it too. I didn't.
Promised Land?
Promised Land. They had a listening party. There we go. The brain's starting to work. Had a listening party, and everybody stood there with CDs, with a headset on, because the band said, you're going to hear a lot more with the quality that we put into it and everything that we put into this disc. Mm-hmm. You're going to hear the difference. And I saw it on MTV, and the band was just hanging up on the balcony, like looking down, and you could hear a pin drop because everybody was in their own little space, taking it all in, just here. And it
heard a pin drop because they were like, what am I hearing? Now, one of my favorite Queensryche albums. Love Promised Land. Rage for Order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Rage, Mindcrime, Promised Land, Warning, EP, Empire. Not an Empire fan.
Oh, you don't like the album? What was the album put out?
Rage is
Primal?
the album. Rage is the album. And then obviously you got to put if you don't put Mind Crime in the top two, if not one, then you
There's something wrong with you.
really need something wrong with you.
Hand in your card.
But I am putting Promised Land before, because I don't know if they were trying to do something forceful and trying to do something different, because that wasn't the commercial album Empire was. Part of Mind Crime was commercial, some of the songs on there, and they kind of rode along with Empire. And then with this and Promised Land, well, I love it because it was weird. It was dark. It was something a little different. And it was just like, I love it because I love Queensryche and I love the songs that they wrote out of Mind is incredible song, but the average listener is not going to get that track. The average listener is not going to get that track. Bridge, yeah, Bridge is a great song. It's kind of like part two, Silent Lucidity kind of thing. But a lot of that album, if you're expecting Empire or Mind Crime, you ain't getting that. And I think it was too different, and it really bothered DeGarmo, which is reason why he left, was that Promised Land tanked. It just didn't do well. The Reputation and the hardcore fans, kept it, a strong debut, but it didn't hang on the charts long.
Well,
I love the album.
I was aware of Queensryche when it first came out. I had a friend, still do. Shout out Mike Gerber. He collected stuff, and he was like, "Oh, dude, this sounds metal, and this is metal." And I was more at the time. I was, Kiss and learning about Cheap Trick and ELP and Zappa and all that. And he's like, "No, this is metal." And I mean, he had Queensryche EP first pressing. He had Anthrax Fistful of Metal first pressing because look at that cover, and he would buy it for the cover and listen to it. So I was aware of Queensryche, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's Queensryche. I know them. And Jeff had the funny hair at the time, and I saw him in the hearing aid video and all that. Time lapses forward, go out, meet a new bunch of people. Met Mr. Energy Tommy Williams at JJ Rockers. Massive Queensryche fan. And he introduced me to Queensryche, and I was like, yeah, this is not bad. So I bought a few CDs, and you know what? Don't shoot me. Sorry. I never listened to Mind Crime all the way through. I'll put that in the homework and give it a listen. But I do have Promised Land.
You have never listened to Mind Crime cover to cover?
No. And I do own Empire.
Oh.
So.
Yikes.
And you know what?
Hey, a lot of people haven't.
Yeah. And again, maybe I'll remedy that. And give that a listen. I'll do it tomorrow. Put on the earbuds, go to work, and remedy that. But
all right, cool. Then you know what we want for the next show? Full review. Matter of fact, you haven't done a review. We haven't done a review.
Oh, I did.
Bad radio hosts.
No, CJ. My review was Blue Murder. We were talking about Blue Murder.
Oh, that last week, Blue Murder, right?
Yeah, okay. We were talking about John Sykes, and we were on that thing, and the Blue Murder first album, which apparently goes for a tremendous amount of money on vinyl.
Yeah,
I'm happy with once again working in a record store. This is a promo copy. The reps from the record companies came in with a box of stuff, tapes, CDs, all that, and this is how I got my Blue Murder. So I never wanted to get the vinyl. I never needed it because I had the promo disc, and
we both had that.
Not only did I have the disc, but it was, the promo. Back to the bragging rights, where, not only do I have it, I got the rare promo.
Mm-hmm.
And bragging rights. It all goes into high fidelity with the four of them sitting on the counter talking music. That's what it was about.
I'm still trying to figure out how I lost that one in the split up. It's like you're a Bon Jovi fan. What are you gonna do with Blue Murder? I like that record. Okay. Okay, keep it.
Another
I can argue about it.
Billy Squire, Here Now and Then, before Here and Now came out.
Right.
This promo came out and it had the two songs from the new album coming out.
Mhm.
I'm happy with this Billy Squire album. And again, it's a rarity. No one has it. It was a promo. And this is, as we call it in my house, this is the painting CD. Whenever we have to paint a room, it's Billy Squire because that's what my wife and I agree on.
Okay. You both agree on Billy Squire, huh?
For painting, just for paint. But yeah, for Billy Squire, yes. But again,
Was she at the oh, that's a good question. Because I know I don't think you went, but did she go to the Giant Stadium Bon Jovi show in 87?
87.
The one where Skid Row opened and Cinderella was going to be second, but then they canceled and Billy Squire played second.
I don't think she. I don't think.
87, how old was she? Like 10?
87. Well, no, I graduated 87.
Okay, well, good.
So yeah, she was still in. She was a freshman. So I'm gonna say
Freshman in 87, so that would have made her 14.
yeah. Okay.
14. What's she going to?
So I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no too. Wait a minute, hold on. You mean to tell me when we were when we were playing and she was hanging around the band, she was only 16?
Um,
Shit.
very, very probably.
Oh shit. That's not good.
So I doubt she
Good.
saw Billy Squire because then she definitely would have told me as we were painting, listening to Billy Squire. But
Yeah, 14. I mean, unless it was with parental consent and stuff like that. I mean, and they were
but
cool. They were cool rents. They were cool parents. So,
yeah,
I mean, so it could have. She could have. I mean, if she
no, I don't think so.
went with the whole girl crew, yeah, that's quite a possibility. But yeah, I'm just still trying to get over the fact that she was 16 when she was hanging out watching the band.
No,
Still don't get I'm still trying to get a hold of that.
no, there was a girls' night planned for Bon Jovi at Meadowlands, and a storm was coming.
You did that one.
A storm was coming, and all the friends, thank you, all the friends bailed, and I felt really, really bad because she was looking forward to going. So I was like, I'll go. So I took her to go see Bon, and it poured.
To see
And
what?
the rain actually worked with the show.
No, to see who?
Bon Jovi
Where?
at the Meadowlands
Oh,
many,
okay.
many moons ago.
Okay.
I do believe I saw Richie. Made me happy. But yeah, I took her and I really, really felt bad because when I go to a show, I analyze the show. I don't dance. I might move a little bit and sing along.
Do this.
Yes. Okay, that sounded good.
Okay.
That sounded good.
Like our seal of approval.
Yeah.
Well, this is actually what they call this. This is the musician pose. This is when you go see a band, whether it be cover or original band, and you're the musician. Anyone you see like this in the crowd, sitting towards the back or standing towards the back, they're musicians.
Well, no, not all of them because I'm not a musician. I'm far
Most of
from.
most of them are because they're sitting back, and this is the pose going. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's no.
It was like, okay.
No, you guys aren't that good, but that was good. No, that was pretty good. Okay. Nah, I don't like that. Nah.
Yeah. And
I wouldn't have done that there. It's like no, I wouldn't have played the B minor there. I wouldn't have done that. No. You're like,
you're
you can't enjoy anything anymore. You can't enjoy it.
that was the problem. Because I'm sitting there watching it and I'm going, okay, David Bryan's a phenomenal musician. Why do we have another keyboardist? Why does he need backup? And not for nothing, I don't hear keyboards anymore. And then Richie was on stage, and I'm like, why are there more people on stage? What? No, this isn't. But I kept, I did the best I could to make sure she enjoyed, she had a good time. Thank goodness they came back around and she went with all her friends. And I was happy for that. But no, going with me to a concert is yeah, I sit there and I will say this. The second Prince concert I went and saw, I actually stood up, moved a little bit, and sang along
You,
because that man put on a show and he didn't need the lights and he didn't need all that. It was him loving everything he does. It was a great show, but for the most part, yeah, sit there, analyze it, and then pick it apart on the way home. But I'm not a musician. I'm not even a critic.
yeah. You could, well, technically, you comment on them on here, so technically it makes you a critic, I guess.
Okay.
How was that Stone show?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I was one of the few.
Let's talk about some classic bands. Zeppelin is another one. Not a CD band.
Yeah.
Only vinyl. Pink Floyd, however,
Right.
Pink Floyd definitely CD.
Oh, yeah.
I will say this: listening to The Wall on vinyl, to me, I'd rather hear Dark Side on CD, but I'd rather hear The Wall on vinyl. Weird. There's a lot more going on in The Wall that I think it needs a little bit more warmth to it. I
Right.
did not like The Wall on CD.
Well, I remember seeing The Wall and I'm like looking for my copy. I don't want to be rude. I remember seeing some stores sold The Wall on CD and it wasn't out. I think I got something. I remember it wasn't in. Remember when CDs were in the long boxes?
Yeah, the long box.
Right. You had the long box. And then when CDs released in doubles and you had the double disc,
Double disc.
this was a double disc, wasn't in a long box, wasn't even in a protective theft case.
Right.
It was in a bag. And all I know it was The Wall. And
I remember it.
I had it on vinyl and someone stole my vinyl. So I bought it on CD, came home and literally turned into the Maxell guy. Moved, I had a big comfy chair in my room, moved that in front of the stereo, put the disc in and just sat there and took it all in and listened to it in its entirety on CD.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's about time I got this again. Thank goodness. And enjoyed it. It was just that good.
But here's
But definitely.
a reason. Here's a huge reason why this stuff needs to be vinyl.
Yeah.
This is the huge reason. I mean,
Packaging alone.
Look at that. That is beautiful. And even now in the camera, it actually does look like 3D, where like there's there's holes in the wall. It doesn't have that much of a look to it when you're looking at it here, but when you see it in the camera, you're like, holy crap, that does look like it's punched through. What do you call it? Punched
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks totally different in the camera than it does flat.
That album had such an impact on me.
Mm-hmm.
My parents were very cool. They let me paint my room a cinder block wall.
Now I remember.
I painted the ceiling blue.
Yep, you still had it up.
Yeah, and I got green carpet.
Did
and I made it
bricks too, by the way.
That took so much. 2.5 walls look great, but I painted all the walls to look like cinder blocks, painted over the 2 doors to look like cinder blocks. The window pane, I had a window, cinder blocks, and no one believed me. And then people wanted to hang out just to see the room. And then My father was hip. I said, Dad, I need some shelves. And I went out and I came home and he hung shelves. And not only did he put shelves up, but he made sure all the shelves laid on a black line and he painted my shelves black. So I had all these shelves where I can actually put stuff up. I didn't hang any posters in my room. It was just an empty wall. Close the door and listen to music. And yeah, people thought I was nuts. And when the time comes and we get to sell that house, yeah, those next owners are in for a nice surprise when they take the paneling down.
Eh,
But the wall was there was yeah, Pink Floyd. To get back on Pink Floyd was definitely a CD,
mhm.
a CD. But Zeppelin, no, that's vinyl.
And then you moved upstairs, and that room is just absolutely banging.
No, yeah,
That was incredible, friggin'. That was incredible room.
yes, that was yes. Not to brag, but yes, I had the stereo on one end,
Oh yeah,
had the couch, the bed, the TV, had the vinyl, and
oh yeah. That was definitely a party room for sure.
yes,
Too bad we didn't party that way too much. I was gonna say, what a great way to just like get drunk and friggin' get high and listen to records and stuff like that.
no, couldn't get high at home.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't happening.
No,
No, it wasn't happening.
no, dude wasn't standing for that. The yeah, no, no. So, but other things happen in the room. But yeah, unfortunately, not the drinking or the drugging.
Yeah, that's true. Um, couple more things. Let's get into one song, and we'll hang for a little bit, and maybe we'll call it a night, and then we'll be back with a new show. Maybe next week we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll take the week off and kind of breathe, kind of regroup, kind of maybe get a punch list together of things that we're gonna do, and interviews. We're gonna be doing a lot more interviews. That's gonna be part and parcel to it. So we're going to get that. We'll bring back sports ball next show as well. So a lot of stuff that we're going to do that way. This band that I just checked out comes to us via the 99 WNRR pool on Reverb Nation. They're going to get in the vote. I want you to check this band out. They're called Ad Infinitum. And the track is called Anthem for the Broken. Hold on to your hats, boys and girls. Check this track out here on the WTF radio show and live cast with Mike and Joe on 99 WNRR. Little ad infinitum right there with Anthem for the Broken here on 99 WNRR. I'm going to say, holy shit, what a song. Big, beautiful, bombastic, great hook, heavy. Joe, thoughts?
Holy shit, what a song. That just the beginning, nice little intro in to get your interest. The voice, love the voice.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. And then once the chorus kicks in and so much going on to take in, and then everything going on with the guitar solo.
Yep.
Even everything in the background, everyone just yeah, that one. Yeah, that's a banger.
I'm gonna go over her social media because I did not check on social media beforehand. So I'm gonna look at Anthem at ad infinitum.
But definitely a killer track.
Uh, Melissa Boney or Bonnie, Bonny, Melissa Bonnie. I would say
Oh,
Bonnie. They are only touring in Europe right now, through February of next year. But 34K followers, 34K followers. And you got another follower right there because I love that stuff.
yeah, that's real. Where are they? Where do they hail from? Where is home?
That's a good
Do we
question.
know?
Um, I'm doing it right now. Going to the page about the band. They're on Napalm Records, so I'm going to be talking to Lisa. Maybe we can get them on. They'd probably be tough with the. They're definitely from. You see, do modern metal, yeah, dynamic storytelling. No, doesn't say where they're from.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, just I'm trying to see if there's usually there's something that gives it away.
Right. But
All right, Melissa Bonnie socials. So let's see. She's got 49K. Let me see about. No, she's not giving it away.
that's fine. All right. Just I was just
Beautiful,
curious.
beautiful woman. I mean, beautiful woman, beautiful girl.
Great voice.
Mentions reels, photos. Melissa Bonnie. I am. Oh, she was on vacation. Usually, I'm just look at things like vacation and stuff like that.
Dude, don't go all full stalker. I was just curious.
I'm not full stalker, half stalker.
But yeah, still. Don't, you know.
I got to find out where she's from.
Well, you can do it later. It's okay. I was just again just curious, but no, definitely everything about that song was good.
Can't wait to go back. No, she's been in Japan. Just looking at tour pictures. She loves Halloween. Um, yeah, nothing that I see.
Enjoy slow walks in the fall.
Yes, enjoy slow walks in the park. Yeah. No, they're just they're in touring everywhere. They're just very in tune with
Well, the big
so hold
question would
on
be what's her favorite movie?
Frontline DE Rocket DE DK DED Deutschland. I don't German? Nah. Maybe.
Possibility.
Could be. They could be Northern European,
That'll work.
say. They're in tune. They have a huge international following. They should break here. They should break here and do well, actually. But let me see. Names are Nicholas Mueller, Benedict, um, Thessenvitz, and Bonnie. Maybe
Possibility.
possibility.
Yeah.
I wonder if that. You know what? There's so many of these great bands that come out of Sweden. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yes. Yes.
Of course, you get your fine nudies. You want some of your best, nudie flicks are from Sweden.
Well, what I always used to say is Germany's known for good beer and bad porn. So,
Good beer and bad. Yeah. Well, beer, good beer. Yeah, yeah.
they're not known for their whiskey.
They're not known for their whiskey or their wine.
No.
Their wine is disgusting.
Yeah.
We
But
should we should actually do an episode that has like we talk about whiskeys and stuff like that. Gonna have to double down. Even though I don't have it right now, but when I come back from seeing Jade, I'll bring back some whiskey from South Carolina.
ah,
See what they got down there.
what? Why on earth would you go to South Carolina? I mean, hmm, what is in South Carolina, Mike, that you would travel to South Carolina? Hmm, hmm, hmm.
What?
I don't
South
know. I kind of
Carolina.
threw you a softball to brag a little bit, but okay.
What do you mean?
Who's in South Carolina?
Well, I just said that.
Right.
To
I didn't
see
hear it.
Jade.
Right. Okay. I did not hear it.
To go see Jade. I said to go see Jade, my grandson. Yes, my
There you go.
grandson. Grandson.
There you go. My
Let's kick
glasses
right.
were dirty. I didn't hear you.
It's all right. Let's go right into this next one, and then maybe put a bow on this one as we get ready for the holiday. This band is called Hangman's Chair. They will also be in the fan vote come this evening, aka first thing in the morning. The track that we're going to listen to is one called Kowloon Lights, Kowloon Lights. The band is called Hangman's Chair here at 10:09 on 99 WNRR. This is the WTF Livecast. This is the WTF Livecast. All right, Little Hangman's Chair right there with Kowloon Lights here on 99 WNRR. Joe back on the other side. Very Here's the band that immediately came to mind. It's a little more high pitched, but as far as the style of music and how it was portrayed, and Type O Negative with a high pitched voice. I got a
Yeah.
lot of Type O Negative out of that band.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you on that. I'm gonna go when I listening to the guitar in the end, reminded me of an older band called Red Laurie, Yellow Laurie. And but just the guitar part, but no, definitely a typo feel,
Mm-hmm.
but it would of course a different voice, but a nice had a nice feel to it. Had a nice that one I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Um Definitely a lot of power behind that one. I dug it. Enjoyed that one.
I think it could have gone more places, but like I said, if you listen to Type O,
Yeah.
their songs kind of stayed. There weren't any big crescendos. It didn't go up and down. It kind of stayed.
Yeah.
When I think of do 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 do, when I listen to some of their classic songs from Type O, like "Love You to Death," you know, kind of the same thing. No big crescendos, no breaks. So I got that's where, except for the higher pitched, higher toned voice, absolutely Type O Negative.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I'm a fan of Type O. So I would expect something different. But yeah, I mean, going in with that frame of mind, yeah, I understood it. And you know, if it worked for Type O, and obviously Steel's not around, so I mean Typo's not doing anything, so for a band to come in and kind of homage that a little bit, I think it's cool. I think we need that sound back again, so I'm for it. I like the track.
Yeah.
um if I was gonna rate it, I'm gonna give it like about a 6.5. um I'm gonna give the Ad Infinitum track probably about an 8.3, probably, if I'm going to rate that.
Yeah.
Be very high.
I'd probably match you and just round everything down. Actually, no. I will agree with you on the Hangman's Chair, but the AD Infinitum, that one, which by the way, the band's Swiss.
Stig, Sweden, Swiss. I was close.
Yeah,
Close. S started with an S.
yeah, I would give that an 8.5. That I would do. I'd
Okay.
round that up to the
All right.
five.
Yeah, we're in the same area.
Yeah,
We're in the
but
Okay.
yeah, a lot of everything's coming from overseas now.
The bands that we played last week,
Oh,
Dark
not
Remains
complaining.
were local. Riding with Killers was local. Fake Figures is local. Thousand
Right.
Dreams. All four of those bands are U.S. bands. I wanted to try something with a little bit of flavor this week, and
Good. No, we need that. You need to
so
add some different ingredient to the spice rack.
exactly. So
That's need
we'll
to
play
expand the
some
horizons.
we'll play some Hearts and Hand Grenades next week. We'll play some La Resistance next week. We'll get into probably some Blacklist Union next week, and maybe Broken Dolls we'll get into next week. So we'll definitely have four, if not next week. After that, these bands will be on the countdown probably for a few weeks. Once you're in a minimum of 3 weeks for the countdown via the vote, your fans keep you on the countdown past the 3 weeks. If you don't, after 3 weeks, procure any votes, then it's up to the LPL staff if they want to keep you on the top 20. If not, somebody new bands will come in. So it's a good way to get new flavor and new blood into the top 20, but recognizing greatness through the votes and also through the tracks themselves from the LPL staff. and everything like that to make sure that those tracks stand at the top 20. It's not all fan vote. It's not all staff vote. It's not anybody, just mine or Joe's opinion. All of these tracks that are on there are up there because of merit and how good they are. So look for that tomorrow morning for the new fan vote. Of course, that will take it all the way up until the next show. On a Wednesday, we'll take it, when we release the new top 20. And again, did you see the top 20? What does the top 20 do? Only sits there and has 2.2 over 2,500 active voters of the 7.5 that are in the fan vote page. That is not bad numbers when you're talking about social media.
No.
When you're talking about 2.5 active voters on any one top 20 fan vote, you are talking about pretty damn good numbers when it comes to social media. And I want to thank everybody on the LPL, the Launchpad Live fan vote page, who stay engaged constantly, the bands who actually share it. We will be doing a top 20 of the year still at the end of the December, as we do. So I'm looking forward to that, even though that the LPL took 3 months off we're still going to do top 20 of the year. So looking forward to it. Don't forget, tomorrow we get the vote out, and you guys can share and get those votes in on those bands, and tell a friend about WTF radio show and livecast here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on 99 WNRR. Guys, I've had a blast. I'm going to get out of here for the night. Joe, anything to finish up with before we cut the cord and talk about next week?
Well, yeah, if you notice, I brought something out because reading in the news, your friend and mine,
Yep.
friend to New Jersey.
Yep.
Remember Dogma? The movie Dogma? Saw that in the theaters.
It's in production.
He's working on a sequel.
It's
been I read it on the interweb. He's moving forward to making a sequel, and right now he's in the process of landing the two angels, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Word is they're already in.
That's good. Let's
Word is they're already in. Here's the bigger problem. The bigger problem is the main character.
Yes.
The problem is the main character because they hate each other's guts.
Which main character?
Linda Fiorentino.
Oh yeah. They might bring someone else in.
Hates her.
More sadly.
How could you do a Dogma 2 without her? You can't.
How can you do a Dogma 2 without the Metatron? Alan Rickman.
Oh, that's fucking right.
That
I don't know. Maybe they CGI him. Maybe they ask.
You know what?
You could CGI him if he's gonna. It'd be perfect. He likes all this technology. He'd be perfect to do it.
That's the thing. We don't know what the story's going to be. We don't know where it's going, what it is, and who's going to be in it.
Comedy, then, though, right? I mean, how do you do that and bring him back in a CGI?
Well, maybe maybe they won't. I'm kind of hoping they won't.
Yeah,
but Linda, no, we don't. You don't really need her.
Yeah, bag it then. Bag it.
You don't need Linda.
Yeah,
I mean, I liked her as an actress. Some of the stuff I saw her in, but
whole show on Kevin Smith.
But do we know anything about Kevin Smith?
Slightly.
Oh, I heard of him. I think he made a movie or two. Nothing but dick and fart jokes. But it'd be nice to see what he's gonna do, because I gotta say, Tusk for me was a one and done. Yoga Hosers, once again, that was a one and done. He needs to. The reboot was okay.
Yeah.
I've watched it far too many times because I took it out of the library and then COVID hit, and the library was just like, yeah, just keep it. Don't worry about it. When we reopen, you could return it. All late fees are canceled. So I watched it. I watched it a few times. I just did. I'd much rather put in some of his other movies in that one. So I'm kind of hoping to be something Clerks 3 was a good film. Do I need to watch it all the time? Not really. I enjoyed it. It was hopefully closure for the whole Clerks thing, but we'll see where this one goes.
You
Kind of
owe us $10,000 and $10,500. Oh, forgot to rewind. And 50 cents.
50 cents. Oh man. It definitely had its moments, and it was definitely, but yeah, it was, I enjoyed it, but to, be like, oh, what do you want to watch? Let's watch Clerks 3 again. No, that's, no.
No, yeah, I only need to watch that once.
Yeah, because,
Just it's sad.
it ends on such a down note, and that's what life is. Life is a series of
Yeah.
down notes. All Jedi had was a bunch of Muppets. But that's it. Just hopefully Kevin Smith will make a movie,
Mm.
and it'll be good. I'm still waiting for Moose Jaws, his Canadian trilogy.
As long as he doesn't do Giggly too.
Yeah. So we shall see.
Or Jersey Girl too.
That one wasn't too bad. It yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
It had, for other reasons I appreciated. George Carlin was in it, and you got to see it. You got to see George Carlin, actually act, which was good to see that the man had, much more talent than
Chops.
so.
Yeah,
But
chops.
that's yeah, but no, Jersey Girl I didn't add to the collection.
His lines are iconic.
Yeah.
I'll take a shot in the mouth if it gets me 100 miles.
Don't be so passe. Yeah, sure. What if you don't make with the head? Well, you make with the head. It's George Carlin. George Carlin. He was a comedic. He was more brilliant than people ever gave him credit for. He was an excellent comedian. The man was, miss that man. That man should have ran for president.
That's true. I think just like with anything, he got a little. That'll be another one. Oh, we got a lot of bullet points to make for shows coming up.
Yeah.
Comedians is one. Kevin Smith is another. Definitely. All right, man.
All right.
I'll talk to you later on.
Peace out.
Take care, guys. Take care. Catch you next week.
Everyone, good night.